Hello, everybody. Later on, I want to do a live on Instagram where I can pray for a lot of people. So I'm trying to introduce you to Instagram, that you can go on to Instagram where I'll be able to pray for a lot of people. I'll do that a little bit later. But I want to take the time. I came home a bit. I just wanted to rest. I wanted to talk about the amount of fish I am seeing washing up in, I think I've seen that in 2 Caribbean islands, Jamaica, and I'm not sure which other island, Trinidad. Now, if you have thousands of fish just, washing up like that, that tells you that there is some sort of activity that is going on underneath the ocean. Blessings to you, blessings to you. So there is some sort of activity that is going on underneath the ocean, and they wouldn't tell you. I really don't know if the fish is safe to eat. Maybe there is some sort of activity on the ground volcano. Now, there is an underground volcano. I think there is a volcano right now. With all of what is taking place with PDD, people are being distracted. So scientists right now is checking on, they are watching an underground volcano, I think is in Oregon, in a part of the US right now, a very dangerous underground volcano somewhere in America that is active right this moment. I know the Caribbean. For a long time, the Lord has been speaking to the Caribbean, and the Lord have been sending different messengers. There are different messengers, and God have been speaking to many in the Caribbean, telling you to be prepared. And I'm sure a lot of people are not prepared for what is to come. If you have thousands of fish, now you have 2 islands that this is happening with right now, Jamaica and Trinidad. That means that is soon going to happen in St. Lucia. That is soon going to happen in Barbados, Antigua, or many of the Caribbean islands. It tells you that the island is in danger, especially the islands are in danger. But people, they want to see something happen first. Early this morning, though, I had a dream, and I mentioned it at church today. I had a dream where I saw a weather pattern. It was on the horizon. I saw the weather pattern like through a window. The Lord wanted me to see through a window. And this was removing everything out of its pathway. I think we need to come to that place in our life. And I'm seeing some islands that are flooded, and we don't have that amount of rain. I'm on a live. Missy, I'm on a live. Tamaya Brady, I'm on a live. Why? Don't lash her. All right. So what I want to say to us is that definitely, if we are seeing fish washing up like that, it tells us that there is some sort of activity that is underneath the earth or underneath the ocean that is going. Now, for a long time, good afternoon, Mary Jackson. Where are you from? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. For a long time, you had many messengers talking to you about. You had messengers from all around the world. I was one of the most forceful messengers telling you exactly what the Lord is about to do and what he's going to do. The fact is that when you have such Caribbean, a lot of Caribbean people, because the Caribbean has been safe for a long time, a lot of people don't believe that the Lord is going to destroy the Caribbean. A lot of people don't believe that the judgment of God is on the Caribbean. You know, a lot of people don't believe that. What we've been having, okay, from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So a lot of people don't believe that God. Now, if you have a preacher right now preaching to you that blessings, these are the end time, this is not a true preacher. God only bless those who live accordingly to his ways. Right now, I am going to come back on a little later to do deliverance. But right now, I'm supposed to go to I'm supposed to come back to St. Vincent. As a matter of fact, I have to call the woman of God from St. Vincent. But I'm supposed to go back to St. Vincent to have one of the biggest crusades. The last crusade was powerful. Lots of people were healed, you know. Lots of demons came out of people. We are looking forward. Now, I am coming on this slide because I want you to support this great work that we are doing. Our venture to the Bahamas was $10, $11, $12, $13, $14, $16,000. Every time I travel, it is either 16,000, 18,000, because I just can't travel alone. I have to travel with an entourage where we travel with musician and different things like that. All right. So I am looking forward for you to continue to support this ministry. Support this ministry. Call my secretary at 1246-249-3265. Our last trip to St. Vincent was, I think our last trip to St. Vincent was close to 13,000. So when we travel around the world, we spend a lot of money because you want the crusades to be successful. I want to, hello, Antoinette, how are you? God bless you, woman of God. All right, so what I want to say to you is that from what the Lord showed me, hello, everybody, God bless you. From what the Lord is showing me is that we are very close to something very big in the Caribbean. My phone needs charging. We are very close to something very huge in the Caribbean. And before I go on to charge my phone, because I'll have to probably change my phone, I have seen water, literally, the Lord have showed me water coming from where you can't see at all, coming over mountains. That's in St. Lucia. Water coming over mountains. You know, for the longest time, the Caribbean don't believe that nothing is going to happen. We can continue to have all the killings in the Caribbean, all of the nasty killings in the Caribbean. I mean, just recently here in Barbados, we had a man coming out from the credit union. I'm not sure if the police has, and it was so sad. It was so sad that people were watching while the thief was taking that man's bag. Kick the man in the face. Kick the man in the face. and people were flaming. I don't know if you remember that I came on live and I said that the Lord said that in time to come in Barbados and the Caribbean, people will be still in broad daylight, and instead of people helping, they will use their camera. Let me see if I find that. They will use their camera, and the man was being beaten on the ground. So we have a high level of crime in the Caribbean. A high level of crime in the Caribbean. And sexual activity. It's bad all over the Caribbean. God will never continue to allow a set of people that don't want to revere his name to continue that way. Not the God that I serve. All right, so I'm coming back. Let me charge my phone. Remember, I want you to follow me on Instagram. I am coming back to pray. I would like to pray for at least 50 persons. I'm coming back to pray for some people. Follow me on Instagram that I can bring you on. Those of you that have not supported my ministry and you're always on my live, if you are not supporting the ministry, then you are an enemy. I need you to support the ministry in prayer, financially, in every way. So support the ministry. As I said to you, when I travel around the world, it is $18,000, $20,000. You pay people for doing stuff. All right, been having those dreams since I was a child. All right, so go on and support the work of God and help the work of God to go forward. All right? Everybody is not for me, but there are more with me than those that is against me. There are more with me than those that is against me. All right? If 1,000 or 10,000 are not with me, 89,000 is with me. All right? God has his people wherever he has them to support his work. So I'm looking forward for you to support this great work. Now, because I'm getting ready to go back out, we've been doing evangelism all around Barbados. Those of you who want to support the cause for the U.S., St. Thomas Virgin Island, you can give as your heart leads you. You can give as your heart leads you. All right? If you want to give $20, call my secretary, 1246-249-3265. If you want to give $1,000, but we want to do 3 islands at the same time. I want to hop from one island to go to another island. I want to do 2 nights of crusades in all those islands. Somebody wants me to come to Grenada. I have been to Grenada. Grenada was one of the islands. I traveled the world, and I have never had that problem that I had going into Grenada. It looks like demons were on that airport. They tried to take away my books. They tried to take away my makeup line. They tried to take away my product line. I don't know who. They thought that a black woman could not produce those things. You know, I am not fussy in coming to Grenada. I didn't have a very good experience there. When I was coming back from Grenada, and Grenada is just a small island. I travel all around the world, never had that problem. And when I was coming back, a whole thing started to ring again, and they wanted to search my product again. So if they had taken my products, they would have sold my products out there. I didn't like my experience in Grenada, and I don't think I'm coming back there. I don't think I want to come back there. All right? They went so far to take away my books. They didn't believe that I had, you know, all of, you know, it you know, and then you have white people. You have white people that comes in the island with drugs. They don't, but it was too much hustle in that island. And I traveled the world. I traveled to Belgium. I never had the people in Belgium. I traveled to big countries. Never had that hustle that I had in Grenada. All right, so it looks like they were aimed to destroy me. So I'm not interested in traveling to Grenada. I believe God will have to tell me it's okay to travel. I'm really not interested in coming to Grenada. My experience there was not very good. All right. So, as I said, we want to do 3 Caribbean islands together. I want you to go on right now. Say, Apostle, I want to see your travel be a successful travel. This is my $20. This is my $15. You know, it comes up. All right. So somebody said, I'm from Grenada. I'm so sorry you had to go through that experience, but I'm not saying I'm not saying that the Grenadian people are not nice people. I have some very nice friends, pastors in Grenada, but I didn't like my experience. The way a black woman, a black entrepreneur, pastor was treated. Like they wanted to lock me up for my stuff. So, and I have said that many times. So I'm not interested in coming. All I am saying is that I travel to big countries and I was never searched the way I was searched in Grenada. All right. So, I still believe that when I entered the Lando, it feels like a communist country. It feels like communist. 1-246-249-3265. 1-246-249-3265. Let me see if I can write this down. Let me see if I can write this down for you. Deacon Jacqueline, write the number. Where are you going? All right, so I didn't like the treatment. All I am saying is that I traveled to big countries, never had that problem. And the Grenadian immigration, there was a woman there. She looked like she was full of the devil. I traveled to the United States. I traveled all over. Never had that problem I had in Grenada. You remember that? You were with me, right? You think they were targeting me, right? They were targeting me because of my stuff. So I don't think I want to come back. I don't think I want to ever come back to that place. All right? I will never come back there. God will have to tell me to come back there. We travel all over. We ever had that problem? Never. I enter the country with books, products. Never had that problem that I travel with my stuff and they want to take away my stuff. All right, my experience in Grenada was not good. I don't care to come there. I don't care to be there. I love the Grenadian people, but not the type of thing that you give another Caribbean person. All right, it looks like I was being targeted. All right, so I'm looking forward to have you. I'll be on in a few minutes doing deliverance on Instagram. So join my Instagram page. All right, so if the Lord wants me to go back there, well, he will have to tell me. But me choosing to go to Grenada, no. What I saw though, I think that the people in Grenada are in an oppressive, there's an oppression in the country. I saw a lot of things when I went there. I could not believe a Sunday morning and so many young people were just on the beach. I didn't like the feel there. I mean, you see young people in Barbados, but what I saw in Grenada, I didn't like. It looks like the country was going to the devil. I didn't like what I saw. All right, so I still pray for the Grenadian people. I have some very nice Grenadian friends, but I didn't like the way the country feel. I didn't like the feel of the country. It felt like an oppressive place. Like the young people have to struggle to survive. It felt oppressive. All right, I can only tell you what I saw in the spirit and what I felt. So it felt like a very oppressive land. Yeah? So God bless you. I'm going to come back on. I want to answer your questions when I come back on. Join. If you have not joined my Instagram, please join my Instagram. I love you all much. God bless.